Right now at 5, breaking news, Melissa roars ashore. The hurricane just battering Jamaica. Plus, in just days, SNAP benefits could end. How DoorDash plans to keep people fed.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is off tonight. We start with breaking hurricane news. A live look at Jamaica as Melissa has come ashore. You can see precipitation on the camera lens. Melissa, now a Cat 4 storm. That's packing winds over 80 miles an hour. CBS's Jason Allen has more from Kingston.
Hurricane Melissa slammed into Jamaica with winds up to 185 miles per hour and heavy rains.
Today will be very difficult for tens of thousands, if not millions of people in Jamaica. Roofs will be tested, floodwater will rise, isolation will become a harsh reality for many.
The National Hurricane Center issued a dire warning. Within the eye wall, total structural failure is likely. This video U.S. Air Force hurricane hunters took inside the storm shows a massive wall of clouds.
Jamaica, this is not the time to be brave. Don't bet against Melissa.
For days, government officials pleaded with people to find safe shelter outside of the strength of these winds. There are aid teams that are on the ground here to assess the damage once the storm clears, and agencies that are ready to fly in supplies. Jamaicans living in the U.S. are watching the storm closely. Minneapolis restaurant owner Tommy Beavis says he's been in constant communication with family and friends back home.
They've been doing a good job stocking up on food, and we're just hoping that they have enough. And then the aftermath of the hurricane, with the flooding, with the devastation, we're hoping that they will have the resources for the immediate recovery as well as the long-term rebuilding.
Melissa's next target, Cuba. Authorities there say they've already evacuated more than 500,000 people from low-lying areas. Jason Allen, CBS News, Kingston, Jamaica.
We are watching developing news tied to the La Crosse Railroad Bridge. It just reopened after being shut down since Sunday, causing a major backup on the Mississippi River. News 8 Now's Jadius McGee is live with the latest tonight. Jadius.
I'm here at the La Crosse Railroad Bridge where barge traffic is finally flowing again. Like you said, Ken, this all started on Sunday. A mechanical failure at the railroad bridge brought river traffic to a complete standstill. Crews worked behind the scenes to fix a problem and eventually were able to reopen the bridge. Tonight at 6, we'll hear from boaters that were stuck for more than 48 hours. Reporting in La Crosse, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Jadius. News 8 Now learning that Director Jeffrey Tripp has resigned from the La Crosse Regional Airport. He started in June of 2024. No official word on why he left. Tripp's previous job was manager at Arizona's Prescott Municipal Airport and Muskegon County Airport. A new push is on to give sexual assault victims more time to pursue charges. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is in the newsroom tonight with more. Grace.
Wisconsin law gives victims 10 years to press charges for second-degree sexual assault. A new bill would double that time period. The bill would allow survivors to pursue charges within 20 years after the assault happened. It would also make it easier for victims living in unsafe conditions to break their lease and protect people from misdemeanor drug or alcohol violations when reporting a sexual assault. New Horizons executive director says the bill makes it easier for victims to come forward.
Giving them 20 years, right, to reach that spot is us being understandable and acknowledging that it happens and caring for them as victims and survivors.
The bill would also require landlords to change door locks if a victim is being stalked. And the bill was recently approved by the Assembly's Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee. In the newsroom, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. In Chippewa County, sheriffs say a failed gas station robbery was caught on camera. It happened in Lafayette Township at the Cenex Express Mart on County Highway X. Surveillance shows the suspect throwing something at the glass door. If you have any information, call county sheriffs at 715-726-7714. Vernon County is seeing an increase in school bus passing violations. Sheriff Roy Torgerson says 25 complaints were issued in 2024. In response, Torgerson has announced a task force to crack down on the violations. More officers will be assigned to keep an eye out, with some even riding the bus.
Want to make it very easy for violations to be reported and we want them reported immediate. If the bus has a two-way radio system, we'd like them to call into their headquarters and notify the sheriff's office immediately of a violation.
Richland County Sheriff's Office and Wisconsin State Patrol will also help out in the task force. A heads up for La Crosse drivers, police are conducting speed enforcement tomorrow morning. It's happening on Losey Boulevard between Main Street and Ward Avenue.
Well, we had a lot of cloud cover for most of the area, but if you wanted precipitation today, as we kind of mentioned yesterday, you had to get real west of the river and pretty far west too. So for Eau Claire, La Crosse, the east side basically just had some cloud cover, a few peaks of the sun, but overall pretty seasonable conditions in the 50s. And then we still got that cloud cover going on right now. As you look up the overall radar, it looks impressive. That rain, it looks like coming up towards La Crosse, Sparta, Black River Falls. It's not reaching the ground right now. It's just cloud cover. You really got to go over to Decorah and Preston area. We zoom up in Eau Claire. Any of all this is just cloud cover. You can see the roads looking just fine. Even that area that's over there by Sparta, there's the Warrens up on I-94. It's dry too, as mentioned, just cloud cover. Getting down towards Decorah, there you can see some of the on the cam there at I-9. You can see that precipitation actually reaching the ground. So later on, we're going to break down when this will actually break up, and we do have some more sunshine in the way and dry conditions that actually break also down, and an update on your Halloween forecast. That'll coming up a bit later.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Greg. Well, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez making stops in the La Crosse area. She met with staff at 2 local businesses, highlighting the impact of locally owned establishments. With Governor Evers joining the lawsuit to release federal funding for food assistance, Rodriguez is also addressing some residents' concerns about SNAP.
There are so many people in Wisconsin, vulnerable people who rely on food share or SNAP benefits, that it's going to be a critical issue coming up in November 1st when they're no longer able to get these benefits.
Rodriguez, one of several Democrats vying for the nomination for governor. Rodriguez is urging residents of each district to call their federal representative to make their voices heard about SNAP. UW Eau Claire presenting Xcel Energy the Regents Business Partnership Award. It's given to businesses that work to support students and the community. School officials say hundreds of alumni have started careers with Xcel, and the partnership helped make the new $122 million Sonnentag facility possible. Xcel's Chippewa Sun solar array will power the building.
Having Xcel as a key partner in developing that facility and making it, I would say, sustainable and based on renewable resources was a big part of having that project come to completion.
The Regents Business Partnership Award was created back in 2023. Today is the 4th annual Why Giving Day. The 36-hour fundraiser looks to raise $300,000 for 13 local projects. All donations up to $25,000 will be doubled, and an extra $25,000 will be donated when 500 donations are made. Projects include food access and veterans' mental health support.
We have our diabetes prevention program and cancer survivorship programs, Live Strong and You Strong. We have a mental health at the Y project, really something where anybody who's interested in supporting will find something to give to.
If you're interested in donating, go to laxymca.org. Still to come tonight, millions in danger of losing food assistance, the steps state officials are taking, and where you can get food in La Crosse. Plus, the largest downsizing in Amazon history, how AI led to the decision.
Tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m., Onalaska police roll out electric patrol vehicles. Plus, looking for a laugh, an interactive comedy show is coming to the Pump House, and Art is tracking some chillier mornings when we see you at 5 a.m.
Breaking news in the Middle East, a breakdown in the peace deal. Israel is ordering strikes in Gaza. Israeli officials claim Hamas is dragging its feet on returning the remains of 13 hostages, the move not sitting well with Hamas. It's now delaying the return of a hostage body. Right now, no reaction from the White House. Day 28 in the government shutdown showdown, a live look at the U.S. Capitol. Senate Democrats again blocking Republicans' stopgap funding bill from advancing. Meanwhile, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is joining a lawsuit pushing to release November SNAP funds.
Throughout SNAP's history, a government shutdown has never stopped states from distributing these critical benefits to those who need them. So this lawsuit is about protecting food share funding and preventing Wisconsinites and millions of others from around the country from losing access to what can be life-sustaining food assistance.
The average SNAP payment per household is $332. The suit is asking a judge for a temporary restraining order to keep November payments going. State Representative Tara Johnson weighing in on the shutdown. Her comments coming today in La Crosse during her back-to-school tour. She talked about filling the void if food share programs end.
We have reintroduced standalone legislation, Democrats have, healthy meals for kids, which would restore funding for every public school, every kid in the public schools, regardless of their income, that it just is available.
The state's food share program helps over 300,000 children. Amplify by Gunderson is stepping up to help families in need of food support. They are holding a food drive for Wafer Food Pantry. 3 bins are set up on the main La Crosse campus and another at the Onalaska Clinic.
If people have extra non-perishables, so cereals, vegetables, peanut butter, macaroni and cheese, pasta, sauce, canned meats, we invite them to drop them off in the bins and we'll distribute them.
That drive runs through November 10th. And DoorDash plans to help feed folks if SNAP does stop. The delivery will distribute 1 million free meals and waive delivery fees for 300,000 grocery orders. Dollar General and Hy-Vee are stores that are taking part. The plan is being called Project Dash. The aid will run through November. Developing business news, Amazon is laying off 14,000 corporate employees. The company said it's cutting roles to make the company leaner and looks to invest in artificial intelligence. The layoffs are expected to be the largest corporate job cuts in Amazon's history.
This is coming at the corporate level, and so this isn't Amazon isn't doing well or consumers aren't spending. This is them saying, we've got a lot of areas in the corporate level that we think we can be more efficient on, and we're
Amazon has over 350,000 corporate employees. The move impacts about 4% of its staff. We will have more news ahead tonight, but first.
The good news going into Wednesday, we're going to have more sunshine to deal with seasonal conditions. So we'll break down how this dry stretch will last and what also Halloween has in store. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break. Yeah, that we're ending the month of October. We're going to start getting very close to November. So if you're wondering what the outlook looks like for November, historical facts and snow, especially since that's going to be really becoming a key in November, head over to the news8000.com. There'll be a story on that. And there's also a video to go along with it on streaming channel 2 that you can see that breaks down all the data that you would like for November as we get into that month now. It's only just about a few days away and something to keep in mind of. So if you'd like to see that data, head over there. In the meantime, we got some precipitation going on for some areas, but you know, these are the 6-hour rain amounts right now. Nothing actually is falling here. It's just a mid-level cloud deck out there right now. Even you had to go all the way down to like Mason City, Decorah had just 100th, even when it looked more impressive on radar. Really all the precipitation's been to the west, as we kind of thought it would be. It's just a matter of how much of this could actually reach to the ground further to the east. We're fairly dry. So if we kind of look at overall rain amounts for the last 24 hours, you can see, look at that sharp cutoff between, really it splits the Twin Cities in half too. So west of that, that's where they picked up quite a bit. East of it, as you meant, less than 100th and even a trace. So overall, a lot more clouds than precipitation. Now we still have that opportunity tonight for a few sprinkles, maybe along the river and east and west. Hard to say if we're going to get that. I think if you go further south of I-90 towards northeast of Iowa, that's probably the more favorable area to see a few sprinkles or even some light rain. Otherwise, the bigger story going later tonight is the cloud cover will begin to decrease once we get past like 1 or 2 as that northeast wind picks up. And then as we go throughout the morning hour, that'll be the story too. A dry commute, but we'll also have decreasing cloud cover. So expect more sun tomorrow, especially late in the morning. A few clouds here and there in the afternoon heating, but otherwise it's going to be fairly good sunshine with a northeast wind, pretty seasonable temperatures, and that continues on as we go throughout Thursday evening too as well. So fairly quiet conditions. Now going on to Thursday, another weak system approaches from the northwest. Cloud cover will be on the increase as we go on Thursday. Not precipitation though, just a lot of cloud cover. As we get towards Friday, as that system kind of pulls overhead, it falls apart. There will be an opportunity Friday and Friday night for a shower. Once again, very low chance of that happening. More areas will just see cloud cover persist through Friday and Friday night, Halloween and Halloween evening. so don't expect too much in the way, but there is that threat that'll linger probably until Friday night. As for temperatures for tonight, getting back down to the upper 30s, you know, a little bit cooler to east. That's because they'll start clearing out, so some of the colder locations could get below freezing. Otherwise, everyone else will be mid to upper 30s to low 40s. Tomorrow, temperatures pretty seasonal, mid 50s to low 50s with the more sun, as I mentioned. And then Thursday, as we go into Thursday, cloud cover will keep the temperatures down, so just a tad colder or cooler, you could say, a degree or two from what we had on Wednesday. And then, as I said, Halloween, a degree colder too, so upper 40s to low 50s. This will be during the daytime. Expect Halloween evening trick-or-treating stuff should be back in the 40s. And once again, there's that very small chance for a shower, but overall pretty decent, once again, Halloween conditions. And we do have a somewhat quiet stretch going through the weekend, minus some showers that could come in Sunday and especially Sunday night, followed by another system coming through. If you're looking for a big system, potentially we might have to keep an eye on. It doesn't look like till maybe the middle of next week. We have some shower chances here and there, but nothing really significant. And overall temperatures pretty seasonal, really.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Overall, not too bad.
Thanks, Greg. Well, coming up, would you be brave enough? A Manhattan tour involving big, hairy rats. That story's next.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, New York City is offering up one wild tour. Suzanne Reisman focuses on New York's less desirable attractions, the rats. She shows folks where to see some of the city's biggest critters. Now, there is a positive side to her tours. She offers up some educational tips, like keeping the sidewalks free of garbage, which, you know, that one's a common sense one. If you didn't know that one, there you go. There's probably a bunch of other educational material. I'm not liking the look of this. I got a thing with mice and rats. You know this. We're going to have one more check of your forecast right after this.
All right, tonight lows upper 30s to 40s. We'll have some light rain far eastern areas. Otherwise, less cloud cover going into Wednesday. Very seasonable conditions too. And that's really the main forecast. We still got a solid Halloween on tap too. So that's the positive thing for trick-or-treating especially too.
Absolutely. And for you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your favorite holiday.
Exactly.
That'll do it for us at 5. We'll see you back at 6.